It's that time again as Iron Country brings you the Fishing Hole. Keep up to date with the latest products and learn fishing tactics from some of the best anglers across North America.
Let's give him a warm welcome this morning to the Fishing Hole, 2014 National Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame inductee Dale Stroshine. And this week's guest, we are going to introduce to you Larry Smith from Larry Smith Outdoors. We bring you another fantastic guest this week. It's legendary Al Linder on the Fishing Hole.
And my pleasure to be here, Jeff. Looking forward to it.
Here's your host, Hurricane Jerry.
Good morning, Hurricane Jerry with you as we talk fishing again in the State Line area. We do this every Saturday morning here on Iron Country, 1019 and 1490 at 720 a.m. You can also stream the Fishing Hole at ironcountry.fm. Today's show is brought to you by the Rock River Bait Potch. Their knowledgeable and experienced staff will help you turn those casts into catches. The Rock River Bait Box, located on the Rock River Road in Fort Atkinson, right on the Rock River. Of course, your ice fishing go-to headquarters, the official Eskimo Ion dealer with everything you need to know to enjoy your time on the ice. Don't forget, they've got beaver dam tip-ups and other fishing accessories, Old Hickory utility buildings available too, and a great assortment of live bait and tackle, and a better selection than your big box stores, the Rock River Bait Box in Fort Atkinson. All month long, we've been featuring women anglers here in the month of February, and to round things out, we are going to end the month with the outdoor girl, Cheryl Smith. And Cheryl was on the show, I do believe, last fall? Was it, Cheryl? I can't remember. Something like that?
Yeah, I believe it was last fall.
Yeah. And, hey, thanks for coming on. And, we've been talking ice fishing, and I've kind of got cabin fever. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get out and get some boat therapy and some vitamin D.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And tell me, when your open water season gets underway, when approximately are you out on the open waters? I'm assuming maybe March, late March?
Probably late March. I mean, I still fish open water through the winter if I can't get on the ice. This winter's been rough because I've been so busy with my job. But I'll fish the Fox River on foot, and I'll fish the warm water discharges. So I definitely make sure I get out and get my time out on the water. But, yeah, as far as getting the boat out, probably March. As soon as the ice comes off, I'll be out there.
Right, yeah. And we were talking a little bit off air about the Illinois River, and you said you haven't done that. And I was down there for the first time last year. I know one of the main guides down there, and kind of sent me into a certain direction. I didn't go out fishing with him, but, we were very successful. And, what a great system that is, the Illinois River. And you've fished that before, I take it, a few times?
Yeah, I've been out there a few times. It's been a few years, but yeah, we did really well with sauger. There's quite a huge population of sauger in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, I mean, when you, I believe, besides the Mississippi River, if you want to target saugers, it's probably the place to go, for, those 18 to 22, 23-inch saugers. There's a possibility to get a 4-pound sauger, maybe a 5-pound sauger down there.
Yeah. The Wisconsin River is really good, too, for sauger, but they don't, in my experience, they haven't been that big, but there's numbers in the Wisconsin River as well.
Yep, absolutely. What are some other locations where you fish in the springtime, maybe for walleyes? Do you ever get out and do a little pan fishing once the water gets a little warmer? Whereabouts do you usually fish in the early springtime?
I like to get on Delavan in the early spring. I also get up on the chain of lakes. Lake Geneva, last year I spent a lot of time in the spring up on Lake Geneva. We got some really nice pumpkin seeds out there.
Oh, yeah.
It was a struggle at first. Yeah, it was just finding them. It took a while for them to really start turning on last year. But, yeah, Delavan and Lake Geneva are great places to start for panfish. The chain of lakes is good. Walleye, definitely. I like to target them early in the spring.
And
local ponds, I'll hop some of those, but if I can get the boat out, I'm going to try to get out on the bigger waters.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to talk to you a little bit about, some product, and you're part of Diawa and St. Croix, and those are the two that I've usually got a nice combo set up, and or either or with Diawa, right. I mean, they make not only a great rod, but the reels, I think, I've noticed a huge difference in the last couple of years, the quality of the rods, or the reels, I should say. And do you have a particular favorite one you like to use, for say for? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Tatula for.
Oh, yep.
For Baitcasters, you can't go wrong with that. So I have my Tatulas for that, and then I have my ballistics. I've been using for years. I love them, and then I went to the LT, so they're much lighter and smaller profile, but they still have the deep spool. So I have a lot of ballistics, and then when the Kage came out, I love the look of it. I love just everything about it, and the price point especially, and the fact that they weren't going to sell them, with Tackle Warehouse and places like that. It was like the gift. I don't know if you know about that, but the Kage was actually a gift from Diawa to the retailers to say thank you for all the money that they've helped them make over the years, and promise that they would only be sold at the retailers.
Oh wow!
And it was pretty huge, and I just love everything about that reel. It's a fantastic reel, so I bought a bunch of those last year.
Yeah.
I love Daiwa reels. They've never let me down.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've become a huge fan of them the last few years and stuff. And the Kage, talking to, some guides up on the Bay of Green Bay, and when casting those shiver minnows, that rod in particular works excellent for that, and just casting plastics or whatever it may be. Just all around really good reel.
Yeah, I use it. I pair mine with, obviously I'm with St. Croix, so I use, I like the look of it to pair it with the new Extreme.
Yeah.
The new St. Croix Legend Extreme is all black, and then you have that really nice black reel with the wood handle, and it looks great, and just the combo, as far as purpose, it's amazing.
Right. That's one thing it's like matching, you got to match your rod and your reel together. It's got to be cool.
Yeah, and I never used to be like that, but when I saw that reel, I'm like, I know where that's going.
Yeah.
It just looks good.
Yeah, absolutely. And
great product.
Right. As for pan fishing and stuff, what do you use for panfish for rod and reel and setup, and maybe line and stuff for advice to some of the anglers out there listening this morning? What do you use?
I use I have my Panfish Series rod. It's a 7-foot light.
Okay.
It's Big Croix rods.
Yep.
It's great because it has such a heavy backbone, but the tip is like what you want for a panfish rod, so you still have fun. But if you end up getting a walleye or something, that the rod can handle it. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's why I really like that, because if I'm fishing Delavan or Lake Geneva and you're fishing for panfish, you're going to get pike.
Oh, you're going to get pike?
They're going to come after those panfish.
Or you're going to get a bass or a walleye, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to lose them, so I love that rod because it's fun for panfish, but it also can handle the bigger fish.
Right.
And then as far as line, I'm usually about 4-pound test line. I don't like to go much heavier than that. I may lose some fish, but I like, finesse fishing I just love that. So, yeah, I'll use a lighter line. Reel-wise, to be honest with you, I don't even know what I have on that one. I can't tell you.
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
But it's a Diawa.
Yeah.
It's a Diawa something. But, yeah, panfish are fun. I mean, I know a lot of people that just don't want to panfish, and I don't get that. Like, my husband's one that he'll go for walleye, he'll go for bass in northern, but he's like, I don't get panfish. I'm like, well, you're not. You got to go out with me, because if you rig it right, it's a blast.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you get a bluegill on, you feel like you're
fighting a bass. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. Before we got to let you go here, I got to ask you, any big trips planned this year? I know you were out at Erie last year. What do you got planned this year as for fishing destinations?
I have one local that I want to talk about, just because it's for a good cause. My real job is with a nonprofit. It's Anderson Animal Shelter and Fox Valley Wildlife, and we just finished up our benefit for the love of animals, and I donated a trip just fishing the Fox River and teaching people how to catch fish in their backyard. And a father and his son won it, and they're super excited. I'm excited to take them out because they're the kind of people that go destination fishing, but after watching our benefit and hearing me talk about it, they're like, it would be nice to catch fish at home,
Yeah.
So we're going to go out, and that's going to be a fun time, and I'm really excited about it. But beyond that, yes, I will be back out at Lake Erie at Marks 1 Sport Fishing in Ohio and Bay's Edge. I have a relationship with them. It's a great time. Their accommodations are like no other. So, yeah, I'll be out there. I'm definitely going to get out there probably in March, the first trip, and then I'll probably make 1 or 2 more trips if I can back out there. And then I will also, through my job and getting auction items for that benefit, I met a company that I had called True North Expeditions. Mm-hmm. And they're local from Hampshire, but they do have trips all over the country, and they teach backpacking and hiking beginners, and then they have other like advanced courses and trips, and they go to like Minnesota and all different places, and they do yoga and kayaking and all kinds of things. But we got to talking, so now I'm working with them, and we will be doing our first collaboration in the spring. It'll be May 1st and 2nd, and we'll be fishing and camping at Shabbona Lake.
Oh, very nice.
And I will be teaching fishing techniques on Shabbona. So that's going to be really fun. It's a neat partnership. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully something will come of that, and we'll grow that, and I'll end up, teaching across the country as well. Beyond that, I'll be some speaking engagements. I don't think I have any more trips planned. There may be an Alaskan trip in the near future.
Right.
The next couple of years. I'm working on that. Other than that, I definitely plan on being on the Chaita Lakes a lot, and Delavan and Lake Geneva. And where else the fish lead me to.
Yeah, no kidding. You are super busy, and definitely glad I can get a hold of you and to get you on, and definitely keep doing what you're doing, taking care of those little furry critters too, and also keep promoting fishing and get more and more women involved in fishing and children, and keep doing what you're doing, Cheryl. Yeah. Really appreciate what you do.
Thank you. And also I'll be at Cabela's in the next few weekends.
Oh, there you go.
Classic, I believe it is.
Okay, so if they're... Okay, sounds good. All right, Cheryl, and thanks for your time this morning, and good luck fishing this spring.
Thank you, Jerry. It was good talking to you.
All right, same here. That is Cheryl Smith, the outdoor girl, and glad to get Cheryl on the show again this time around. And she was one of the tougher ones to get with her schedule and their busy schedule that she has, but definitely took some time out this morning to spend a little time with us here on the radio. That wraps up our whole month of February, as we kicked it off with Barb Carey, Nicole Stone, and then Kimber Pampa we had last week, and of course Cheryl Smith. And now we gear a little bit toward March now, so that is time for Hurricane to get really fired up about walleye fishing. As a matter of fact, we've going to talk. Hopefully, I can squeeze in a couple of guys from In-Depth Outdoors coming up with PJ Vick and Dave Kuntz, and then I'm going to kind of hopefully turn things over to Mike Hansen from Starved Rock Guide Service, as he'll be guiding down in the Illinois River this spring. And definitely, if you want to get on a trip with Mike Hansen, Starved Rock Guide Service, tell them Hurricane Jerry sent you, and we will hopefully get you on some big saugers down there. I'll be fishing down there, of course, heading north to the Bay of Green Bay, fishing the Rock River. So the next, I'd say things are going to kick in the gear here in the next 20 days for me, and as I will be getting out my boat, and we don't want to forget, if you're looking for a brand new Lund, the place to go is Jerry's Sports Service in Beloit, located along the Rock River just off of Highway 51, home of the ultimate fishing boats from Lund. You can call 608-365-4520 or visit them online at jerrysboats.com. And by the way, if you're thinking about getting a new Lund fishing boat, inventory is very light this year, and I think the reason for the pandemic, more and more people are getting out fishing. So if you're looking for a brand new Lund, get a hold of Beaver today and check out their website, again, at jerrysboats.com. Also, the show brought to you by Sullivan Tip Downs, made by skilled tool makers in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Like them on on Facebook, and a chance on Mondays to watch for Make Your Mondays Not Suck. You can visit sullivantipdown.com. Coming up next, we've got news, sports, and weather here on Iron Country.